Ontario's Municipal Affairs Minister is promising that putting Toronto Council on a rapid weight loss diet will lighten the load at City Hall. There will be no more gridlock on council after that bill is passed, Steve Clark told the legislature on Wednesday. Municipal Affairs and Housing Minister Steve Clark, who is overseeing controversial legislation that changes Toronto Council and ends elections for some regional chairs, insisted a streamlined Toronto government will make quicker decisions. Andrew Francis Wallace, Toronto Star, is first disclosed by the Star last Thursday. Premier Doug Ford is unilaterally slashing Toronto Council from 47 members to 25. During the June 7 election, Ford never mentioned his plans for municipal reforms, which also includes cancelling democratic elections for regional chairs in Peel, York, Niagara, and Muskoka. Read more. Article continued. Bella opinion, Edward Keenan, what would Rob Ford have made of this? No, Ford's PCs didn't win more Toronto votes than the NDP Mayor John Tory pledges to keep property tax increases at or below inflation. Clark, who is shepherding the controversial legislation through the House, insisted a streamlined government will make quicker decisions. We believe that the only way to provide that meaningful consensus is to have a situation where in the city, you would have 25 federal MPs representing constituencies, the same constituencies that have 25 MPPs presently, and now the bill would have those same 25 city councillors in those same constituencies, he said. But NDP leader Andrea Horwath said the Tories should not have concealed their intentions from Ontario voters in the spring. Why, throughout the entire election campaign, did the Premier not once talk about his plan to rip up Toronto's wards, cancel regional elections, and take power away from millions of voters, said Horwath. Article continued below. Respect for the rights of voters is something that unites Ontarians across political stripes and across our vast geography, she said. That's why this Premier's behaviour is so shocking. By bullying his way into municipal elections, ripping up Toronto's boards and cancelling regional chair elections, he is showing zero respect for Ontarians. Meanwhile, the government is trying to determine how the Star found out about Ford's secret plan. In a memo to Deputy Ministers, Steve Orsini, the Secretary of Cabinet and head of the Ontario Public Service, warned against discussing policy initiatives that had not yet been announced by the government. While we are not sure of the source of this information, this is a timely reminder of the need to redouble our efforts to ensure confidentiality, Orsini wrote. Last Friday, I ask that you remind employees that we have all taken and are legally bound by an oath of allegiance to the Crown and an oath to maintain the confidentiality of any information or documents that come into our possession as members of the public service, he continued. Such breaches of confidence will need to be dealt with effectively. To help ensure greater trust and integrity in the system, we will be engaging an internal audit to review and strengthen our security processes related to the handling of information and documents. Robert Benzie is the Star's Queen's Park Bureau Chief and a reporter covering Ontario politics. Follow him on Twitter, @RobertBenzie.